This is a video you do not want to miss. There's so much news and information that you need to know about, especially if you're an Ethereum, Bitcoin, or XRP holder. My name is Kieran, your DeFi guide. In today's video, we'll be talking about the following topics. The ledger breached 272,000 pieces of contact information has been leaked and dumped onto a forum. A lot of Ethereum will be burned with a new proposal. There's a new way of earning passive income with Curve Finance. I think you'll find super interesting. Ripple and XRP holders are in deep trouble with the SEC. And last but not least, I want to share with you a possible 100x gem that caught my attention. So make sure to watch until the end of the video. The popular hardware manufacturer Ledger experienced a data breach sometime in June, July, and unfortunately 272,000 pieces of contact information has been dumped on a forum called Raid Forum, and a lot of this information includes name, email, phone number, and address, which is terrible. And a part of this dump is now available. People can download it for free. This would definitely increase the amount of phishing mails, scam mails, and threats that people will receive in their inboxes. Should your telephone number have been leaked in this dump, then maybe as a preventative thing to do, you can phone your phone company and tell them that. This will hopefully prevent some SIM swapping attacks happening, where attackers try and phone the company and swap your telephone number with another SIM. Furthermore, a lot of people have been receiving home invasion threats, which is actually pretty scary if you think about it. So here's an example of one of these threats. Hello, blah, blah, blah. I have recently become aware of your cryptocurrency holdings. I also live in his city, and I also know that you live at the exact address. I'm not afraid to invade your home. I don't want to make this any harder than it has to be. I'm offering you $500, shouldn't be too much considering the recent pump, to leave you alone. If not, I'm not afraid to show up when you least expect it and see how the wrench works against your face. So pretty chilling message. If you receive one of these, I would advise you to go to the police. Maybe in the future when ordering a hardware wallet, think about alternative ways to receive the package, maybe delivering it to a shop, or maybe a post office and something like that, where you don't have to give away your personal information. Let's continue with this fantastic piece of news. An Ethereum developer says that a lot of Ethereum will be burnt soon. And this is actually not clickbait or anything like that. It's actually going to happen. When this is implemented, hopefully in the near future, this will reform the whole Ethereum gas fee mechanics, and that will burn a lot of ETH. EIP 1559 will bring about a much better user experience, tighter security features, larger blocks for transactions when necessary, and it will also have a lot of ETH burned after every transaction processed by the Ethereum blockchain. And so the way that this works, the network would automatically propose a base fee, and this price adjusts based on the network activity. This proposal provides a set rate for the Ethereum transactions and will also prevent opportunistic usage from clogging up the network usage. And this is fantastic, and it's not something that's happening in the current Ethereum blockchain, because now you can just set your gas price as high as you want and hope that your transaction passes before all other ones. However, this is extremely inefficient and causes everyone to pay much too much for their transactions and smart contract calls. The EIP 1559 will increase the price of ETH because with the Ethereum 1.0 blockchain, it will reduce the inflation rate. And when it's implemented in the Ethereum 2.0 blockchain, it will actually cause Ethereum to become a deflationary asset. You know what else increases the price of ETH? You smashing that like button and turning it a crispy shade of blue. Earning passive income with liquidity pools is pretty popular in the DeFi space. So the Curve Finance launched an ETH pool. So this is Ethereum is basically so good that people just want to swap between Ethereum and Ethereum. This new way of liquidity mining is pretty sweet because since the price of the two tokens is not going to change much, the ratio is basically going to stay the same between ETH and SETH. Since SETH is following the ETH price, you're going to basically remove the risk of impermanent loss, providing liquidity to this pool, and you'll be earning some passive income in terms of trading fees. Microstrategy bought around 29,646 additional bitcoins for 650 million US dollars at an average price of 21,925, and that puts their total amount to 70,470 bitcoins. Not chump change, for 1.125 billion US dollars at an average price of $15,964, which is a pretty good entry price if you think about the amount of whales and institutions that are entering the market at the moment. Not only that, but Michael Saylor has been shilling Bitcoin to Elon Musk with the following tweet: if you want to do your shareholders $100 billion US dollar favor, convert the Tesla balance sheet from USD to Bitcoin. Other firms on the S&P 500 will follow your lead, and in time it will grow to become a $1 trillion favor. Michael Saylor shilling hard. And yeah, I mean, Elon Musk is known to troll on Twitter, and he asks if such transactions are even possible. And of course, when such discussions with Bitcoin and OGs of the space, none other than Peter Schiff has to come in and mix things up. Elon, don't fall for this con. Michael, like all involved in the Bitcoin pyramid scheme, must recruit new buyers into the scheme to keep it going. I mean, if Bitcoin is a pyramid scheme, I guess gold and silver and all other stocks are as well. Fun thing to note, if you actually want one of the best trading strategies, you should follow Peter Schiff, because apparently every time that he says that Bitcoin is a terrible asset to invest in and you should preferably buy silver, Bitcoin pumps afterwards. So Elon Musk's response to this is just posting a meme, me trying to live a productive life with Bitcoin, trying to entice him to do unspeakable things. Cardano has some super interesting news. They launched the Ethereum Virtual Machine, KEVM, and this is very important because it will open up the Cardano network to the Solidity Ethereum community, and this is fantastic because it will allow the Ethereum developers to pour Ethereum dApps to the Cardano blockchain, and I think this is pretty good. In my opinion, there's possibly in the future going to be several blockchains serving the DeFi space. With the KVM release, the Cardano network opens up all of the Ethereum developers to port their Solidity code to the Cardano blockchain. So this means Solidity developers can actually start writing smart contracts on Cardano using Solidity. That's not all. Soon Cardano will be also releasing Yele, which will allow many other developers programming with hundreds of different languages, C++, C#, JavaScript, to write smart contracts on the Cardano blockchain. So I think that is fantastic and a massive opportunity. Here comes a bit of troublesome news, especially for XRP holders. Ripple CEO warns that the SEC may sue the company over XRP sales. So the Ripple is already being sued by investors in a putative class action lawsuit, which is not good. This is what Garlinghouse has to say about the SEC.
Well, about 2.5 years ago, a little over 2.5 years ago, the SEC came out proactively and said they did not view Bitcoin as a security. They viewed it as a commodity or currency. Shortly thereafter, they came out and said Ether, the second most valuable cryptocurrency, is also not a security. They then have spent the last 2.5 years going after kind of enforcement by saying that certain initial coin offerings were securities offerings. Actually, I've spoken out in favor of that because I think in many cases those were in fact. XRP, however, is almost undistinguishable from what is Ether in terms of its decentralization, in terms of the breadth of activity. It's traded on a couple hundred exchanges around the world. And what's amazing to me is not a single other country anywhere has looked at XRP as a security.
So furthermore, what is super funny is Vitalik Buterin also had something to say about this. Looks like the Ripple XRP team is sinking to new levels of strangeness. XRP is not a security because Bitcoin and Ethereum are Chinese controlled. So I'll leave it at that. Very interesting to see how this pans out in the future. Definitely not good for XRP holders should this SEC lawsuit actually pull through. Last but not least, let me share with you a potential 100x gem that I came across. It goes without saying that this is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion of a project I found that I think is pretty interesting. So I bought some 4 cents for full disclosure. It actually did pump in the last few days and unfortunately a lot of people got wrecked. But in my opinion, I got in at a pretty decent price. Let me give you a quick rundown of what the Marlin protocol actually is. It's a layer 0 protocol that is focused on network layer performance and security. So it increases the security as well as the scalability of layer 1 and layer 2 solutions. And it means, in a nutshell, what it could do is become a backend to, for example, Polkadot, Near, Solana, XDAI, Matic, and many more projects. Furthermore, they introduced Marlin as a cache, which will hopefully accelerate and cheapen the graph codes. Graph is a pretty useful tool to query different DeFi apps and get some information. Now with the fast growth of the DeFi space is around 220 million calls per day or 4 billion a month. That means for some super popular dApps, the time to get the requests for the graph is much too long, and that's where the Marlin as a cache comes into play. And basically Marlin as a cache is like an indexing service. Such requests are updated only once per block interval. And here you can see you've got the application layer, which would be a Web3, Cosmos.js, Polkadot. Then you've got the indexing layer where the graph is sitting upon. You've got Infura, Polkadot network, contract layer with Uniswap, Balancer, and CryptoKitties, and the blockchain layer, Ethereum, Cosmos, Polkadot. And Marlin as a cache is actually sitting in between the application layer and the indexing layer, increasing the scalability and also increasing the security. In addition to that, Marlin has also released the new network framework called OpenWeaver, and it's a pretty good effort to speed up block propagation on the Ethereum network. Keep in mind, investing in new projects is super risky. Talking about the token price, it actually dropped around 80%. It was released a few days ago. And what else to keep in mind is that the max supply is 10 billion coins, not 3.18 billion. However, the Marlin project works with 2 ERC20 tokens. You've got the MPOND and the POND, and a lot of the MPOND tokens are locked for a pretty long time. That was it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.